Good morning, everybody. We're going to go through the early humans notes. You can pause this at any time and come back to it, but I am going to go through the entire slideshow. All right, so presenting. Oh, nope, that's not what I meant to click. A Chrome tab, Homo sapiens. Here we go. All right, so there are some videos included. I'm going to play those on here so you don't have to go back and watch them. So that will make this one a little bit lengthy. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to play them. We're just going to talk about what's on the screen. Go back and watch the videos, and that will help you answer some of the questions that are added to your notes that aren't answered here. All right. Life for early humans was shaped by their physical environment. That means their world around them. Some examples of that include the climate that they lived in, whether that be they had a desertous climate, they lived in the jungle, they lived in the rainforest. That had a huge impact on how they lived. Hunter-gatherers now are people who hunt for animals and gather wild plants, okay, in order for food and survival. They are mainly nomadic. They have to move to wherever the food is, okay? So being nomadic means they're in search. They move from place to place in search of basic needs, such as food, water, and shelter. Early humans emerged in East Africa between 100,000 and 400,000 years ago. All right, make sure that you know right around in here is where early humans first emerged, okay? This video right here shows us the path to human migration. And so essentially it says they go from Africa. The first continent you can get to when leaving Africa is Asia, right? And then they travel about the same time through Europe and down to Australia. And then they make their way across a land bridge that connected Asia with North America to make it into North America and South America, or the Americas. Okay. Again, early humans, hunters and gatherers. Their survival depended on the availability of wild plants and wild animals. Now that's going to take us into talking about an era. Okay, the first era we get to with early humans or Homo sapiens is the Paleolithic era. Paleo means old, lithic means stone, so therefore the Paleolithic era is considered the old stone age. During this age, early human societies, through the development of culture, began the process of overcoming the limits set by their physical environment, so their world around them. Okay, Paleolithic man was nomadic. He never permanently settled. He was always in search of food, water, and shelter. All right, again, on your notes, you would answer, what's the term for a group that moves from place to place trying to fill their basic needs? That's a group that is nomadic. They are a nomad. Okay, they invented during the Paleolithic era the first tools and simple weapons. The invention of tools is very important. Um, if you were in class with me, I would ask you, why is it so important? Because tools and technology are things that make our life easier. Okay. They learned how to make and use fire. The benefits of fire are innumerable. All right. There is a video that I always have my students watch on how fire was a complete game changer for man. And I really want you to go back and watch this because on it, it will help you answer the question to the benefits of fire. And just like a snapshot, it increases the number of carbohydrates, which then increase brain size when you cook food, okay, when you're not just eating raw meat. So that's one of them, but they're innumerable. Okay, there are so many benefits. Also, during this era, they lived in clans or family units. The benefit of living in a family unit would be you gather food for a group, right? If one eats, we all eat, kind of thing. You share resources. So this definitely could have made or broke them, right? If you're in an area where resources are plentiful, living in that family unit is going to be awesome. But if you're living in a group where resources are scarce, that's going to place a burden on the group as a whole. Um, they also developed oral language. Okay, when you can talk to somebody, when you can communicate with somebody, you can lay out plans for where you're going to hunt, where you're going to gather. You can warn people, right? If something's coming, if something's going to get you, if there's a bear on that side of the stream, you can warn. Um, and so this is not definitely another mechanism for survival. This video is absolutely amazing. It goes over how languages change and evolve over time and with different people, right? So you have these family units that emerge, and well, you might have a person from this unit start their own unit over here once they have enough people to kind of break off, all right, or separate themselves from the main group. And so that kind of leads to languages changing and meanings changing as people separate from one another. Then you also have the creation of cave art. Guys, cave art is so amazing because it tells a story. Um, they think that it may have been used not only to tell a story, to let people know what could be hunted, but maybe it had some religious intent too. So this right here is the purpose of what we can discern from cave art and just some cave paintings that you can find throughout the world. And these guys, they are their images of their family units, right? Because you've got all those handprints up there in the top left corner. Then you have also what could be hunted, practices for hunting, animals that could be found in the area. There are so many reasons for these cave paintings. And what is really, really awesome, this video right here goes and talks about the common symbols that are found throughout caves in Europe and Asia. Okay, this just blows your mind because these are across space and time. So it makes us believe because these symbols were common across space and time, this could have been the earliest form of writing. So it's just really amazing. And the fact that these cave paintings aren't as soon as you walk into a cave, right? People had to go down deep into caves to discover the writings and the drawings and the paintings found on cave walls that tell us about the daily lives of these early human species. And it is just miraculous. In this video, she will show you how far down, like 10 kilometers down. Okay, that's a lot. Okay, so that's like 6 miles down into a cave. That's pretty impressive. And imagine how long it would have taken them. And imagine like just not knowing what is in there, but wanting to take the time to preserve your history, your culture for others to see. That's what's really remarkable as well. Then you get the Neolithic era. What moves us into the New Stone Age? Well, Neo means new, lithic means stone. Sorry, I gave that away too quickly. And the beginnings of agriculture push us into the new Stone Age. Okay. This mankind story of us is about farming. What led, all right, what was the first domesticated plant? And what led to people permanently settling? And then it's going to answer the question of, is this good for mankind? Is this bad for mankind? What does it lead to in the futures when we talk about civilizations? People are now going to have resources that they can produce, right? And they're going to be willing to fight for them. All right, so domesticated plants, the development of agriculture lead us into this permanent settlement era. Okay, domesticated plants anything you get from a farm, right? So corn, tomatoes, turnip greens, anything like that. Those are examples of domesticated plants. Remember, to domesticate means to make suitable for human use. We also domesticated animals. Guess what? You got cows, you got sheep, you got horses. There are a lot of animals that we have made for our uses, but the first one to be domesticated might not be one you would think. It is actually the dog, okay, or the wolf turned dog. This is an awesome video showing you the domestication of the dog over time. It is not something that happened overnight, and how domestication of the dog has been their greatest achievement, right? Because we still have dogs to this day. They also develop advanced tools. And again, tools make life easier. Okay. They also made pottery. Pottery could be used to keep water, to keep and store food. Um, and they also developed weaving skills. Woven cloth can help protect you, right, against the sun. It can also be used to decorate places of living. It can also be used to help build those places of living, right? And to make baskets to store food in as well. So the Neolithic era brought about permanent settlements, much, much different from the Paleolithic era, in which man never permanently settles. Neo and new, you settle. Okay. And neo, new, you settle. But in paleo, you never settle. You may have a makeshift home for a couple weeks, but you are going to be following animal migrations if you're in the Paleolithic era. Then that takes us to archaeology. Archaeology is so amazing. Archaeologists study past cultures by analyzing human remains, settlements, fossils, artifacts, and then we can learn through these things about the daily lives of early humans. We can learn what they ate, what they drank, what they practiced, their religious beliefs, um, how they lived, right? Just how they interacted with one another. Um, and archaeologists also apply scientific tests to study these fossils and artifacts that they find, such as carbon dating. Another way that they can date or approximate the age of things is through finding out what strata or what layer of the earth it's on. And if you've got something down here, okay, and then you've got something up here, you excavate, the first thing you come to is going to be what's newer. The further down you dig is going to be what's older. Okay. Stonehenge is an example of a Neolithic site that began during the Neolithic age. It is found in England, and there are many theories as to what it is. I would love for you to watch this video and tell me, why is it still a mystery? What do people believe it could have been used for? And what do we know that it was used for because of things that have been found there? Other two early cities, which are found in the Fertile Crescent, remember the Fertile Crescent stretches from the Persian Gulf all the way over here to the Med Sea. So this area right here, it encompasses Iraq, Syria, Jordan, and Israel, right? So in this area, you have Aleppo and Jericho. Jericho, many of you have heard of it before because Joshua and the Battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. All right, that's what you've heard it from. And then Aleppo made the news a couple of years ago when the Islamic State of ISIS went in and overran the city. So another Neolithic site currently under excavation is Catalhoyuk, and that is found in Turkey or Asia Minor or Anatolia. It has many names. Okay. Why are all these settlements from the Neolithic era? Well, I'll tell you why. Because people permanently settle in the Neolithic era. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. Please go back and watch the videos. Hope you have a great day. Thanks.